Yeah. Okay, I think we are live, Christiana. Woohoo!
Ooh, yes.
Yes. Okay, so hi everybody and welcome to this live session. I have an extremely special guest with me today. I'm so excited to introduce you to this lady. Sorry, that was my phone there. So her name is Christiana Ebert, and she's actually one of the amazing ladies who has just finished up in my group program, Charismatic Impactful and Unforgettable on Camera. Christiana is first of all going to introduce herself and tell you all about her, and she is amazing, by the way. And I'm going to be asking her about a few things about that she does, which you have to know about. And then she's going to tell us a bit about her experience in the program as well. So first and foremost, hello, Christiana. It's amazing to have you here. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm great. I'm really good.
Brilliant. So I guess the very first thing that I'd love you to do is if you could just, as I say, introduce yourself and tell us who you are and tell us what you do as well, because I'm dying for everybody to hear about all your multi-talents.
So I'm a Pilates instructor and a life coach. Originally, I'm a trained nursing sister, but I went straight from after the training to South Africa and never actually used the training as in such to actually working as a sister. I then trained as several other things as a fashion designer. I had done a fashion design course, which I done then for 25 years. Privately on my own. I trained as a breastfeeding counselor and done that for a couple of years. Then I started teaching spinning, kickboxing, body conditioning, you name it, everything, every craze which came past the gym. I taught as a group exercise instructor and I absolutely loved it. And then I added eventually Pilates to my repertoire. Then I decided that I was losing my creativity with the fashion design because it was just too stressful sewing for clients and brides and prom dresses and so on. So it was just, I didn't like it anymore. And so I specialized totally on the Pilates and added the life coaching to it, simply out of the reason that I went through several abusive relationships, and one of them being a very violent, emotional and domestic abusive relationship, and which done severe harm emotionally and physically to me and my children. And how hard it was for me to get out of these relationships, or actually how easy it was to go from one abusive relationship into the next. And my last relationship, then also I thought if I just love the person enough, then, you know, everything is normal. And I thought the same with being together with a husband at that stage with alcoholism. And it really doesn't matter how much you love them. You cannot cure them if they don't want to be cured themselves. So that's just a part of that. But I thought I have actually now a whole bag of wisdom gained over the last 30 years or so, which I decided I need to put it out there, and with my life coaching training, so that nobody is actually who I am in a relationship with, meaning as a client or friend or a person just who I come across on Facebook, if they actually talk to me about their problems, that they don't actually need to stay in it, and they don't need to live through it, and they don't need to be so severely damaged by it. And so I worked long and hard about it on myself. So a lot of self-projection and self-awareness. And then I decided the Pilates principles, which are balance, concentration. I always have to think about it. It's like 6-7 things and you always forget one. Balance, concentration, focus, flexibility, a couple of others. I get to them just now, but they fit so beautiful into everyday's life. And they're not just there for just exercising, they are there for bringing them into your life. Centering is one of them. And the centering and the concentration, we always think about concentration, or you need to concentrate to learn something or to get your work done or something like this. But you need to concentrate on yourself as well. And you need to concentrate in Pilates, obviously, to get some of the exercises done. I mean, if your head all over the place, and you're not thinking about what you're doing, then that doesn't mean that we don't giggle a lot in my classes. But you have to have a certain amount of concentration to get your mind and your muscles and everything moving in the way you want them to move. And I think the same is for your life. So I often combine that with my clients, that I find that often my Pilates clients are coming then as a Pilates client, and then discovering suddenly that the weight they're trying to shift, because I also, as a health and wellness coach, it's not necessarily, it has nothing to do about their eating, or it has a lot more, it's sitting much deeper. And together we have to just sit, because the answers are all in you. You just need somebody who is actually digging a little bit and answering the uncomfortable question, and also who can listen well, and who you can trust. And I think that is most important. So therefore I always call it my Pilates family, because it is a trust issue, and we all trust each other in my groups, all my clients and so on. We have once a month a social also, who wants to come then over Zoom. Everything what I do is over Zoom. And so you can do it for wherever, you never have to miss it. You can take me with you in your pocket, literally. And so it's very important that you're building up a relationship and a trust relationship. And that the people also in the classes, that they're chatting to each other, like, did your dad just die? And so, and then somebody, everybody was there for that person. And that is just so beautiful. And I think that is important. And I haven't come across, in several Pilates studios and so on, and apart from very strictly exercising, outcome focused and so on, all very nice and fine, I am that too. But the aspect of actually being in a relationship with your clients is always missing. And you're there for an hour and then you're out of their mind. And that's not right. So I see that totally different.
Yeah. I think that's why what you do, Christiana, is so unique. Obviously you've touched on all of the experience that you have. As I said at the beginning, you are multi-talented. This was one of the things, when we were doing the video challenges in Charismatic Impactful and Unforgettable on camera, like, I was like, there's no end to this woman's talents. Like, oh my goodness, like, what has she done? But again, I love that unique approach that you take as well. I think, as I said, that's what makes you stand out, that most people are not doing that. It's like, okay, I have my clients this week and then we're done. And then I have another few clients in a few hours and we're done, and that's it. And, so I think, yeah, it's fantastic. I love what you're doing. I love your approach to it. And I love how you're helping people. It's just absolutely incredible. And again, I'm going to touch more on this actually at the end, because yeah, people should absolutely go and check you out. You're just an incredible person. And, you have such a love and passion for what you do and for your clients as well. And I guess this brings me on nicely then, because obviously what you do is mostly on video, and, you were showing up on video beforehand, and you do obviously do this with your clients. So I guess that brings me to the question, and like, what was it that inspired you then to actually join the group program, Charismatic, Impactful and Unforgettable on camera? And, I guess maybe how were you feeling before, about showing up on video before you joined?
Insecure. I've done it for years, and but when I then look back at my videos, I think, oh my word, did you wear that? Did you look like that? Did you speak like that? Oh my word, it's like, you can find 1,000-fold on everything what you're doing. And I didn't like my voice. And I still don't like it, but it's better now. It's better. Thanks to you, it's better. And so, and there's also often the stage fright in a video. Well, it is a mini video production, isn't it? What we're doing. I mean, if I go and record a class for my clients and not even teaching, I find not so bad because I'm interacting constantly with my clients. And even if I'm a little bit anxious at the beginning, somebody says something and we giggle and the ice is broken and we all giggle, so that's the end of the nervousness. But even if I then look at myself, I think, oh, maybe you should look a bit more what are you wearing, or maybe a little bit of lipstick would have done the trick, and so on, but also how to face the camera and how to speak about you. And also it is not such a train smash actually if something goes wrong. And so that's actually was the things why I wanted to learn how I can improve my my videos and my appearance in the videos, because they are part and parcel of my life. I mean, if I can't just show up properly in a video, then I'm buggered.
Yes. Yeah. It's such an important part of your what you do. But I would say video in general, it's for even if you're not like doing something like you're doing, video is so important, isn't it? Because it's like we're doing now. We're just having a conversation. It enables people to visualize, what it's like to work with you, to connect with you, to see, like for you, for example, I was listening to you there and obviously knowing, you from the program, and a lot of your issues were around the confidence side and, what were people thinking, or I don't like this about myself, but actually, what you realize is, okay, these are actually things that also make people like me, so the things that you think people are not going to like are actually oftentimes what makes you relatable, how they can connect to you, and like, this is why video is so important, isn't it? So yeah, showing up in that way is, it's very important. And then I guess then, so my next question would be, what has your experience of the program been?
So at the beginning, I really have to laugh, because the beginning, I thought it's like everything what you do and say can and will be used against you, so and Nolene is one of those people here. I have to point with my wizard stick here, because what was this? Point out 10 things you like about yourself. Never needless to think that I thought 30 things, and then point them on your Facebook profile. And I thought, you must be joking. I couldn't even find one thing I liked about myself, and never mind saying this on the Facebook profile. But actually as we were going through the videos and through the courses, I became more and more aware of things I do like about myself. And you have an incredible, I don't know how you do this, an incredible knack for making people absolutely amazing. I mean, you find things in the people in us, in the course, and let me tell you, when Nolene replies to one of your videos, it's not just 3 lines or something like, it's an essay. You better take some time out to read it. And I find that absolutely remarkable. That meant actually a lot to me. That was actually a game changer for me, was the feedback. Not necessarily I can speak, recording a video and send it. Lots of people say, oh yeah, that's a lovely video or something like this. But you want constructive criticism. But what's also so important, you need the positive input as well. And we often don't see that in ourselves, because we are our worst critics. And if nobody actually finds the nice things in you, and then it starts triggering, and you think, oh yeah, that doesn't look too bad, and yeah, my eyebrows are actually quite nice, and and so I think that was an amazing game changer for me. The also then starting to sell about, I mean, I'm probably the worst person to sell anything about myself, because we were brought up always, you don't brag about what you can do well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And hopefully the next generation is, I still have that with my mother now. She still tells me that I mustn't, say to my 16-year-old too many times that she done something good, because it might not actually be worth that she really done something good. I'm just doing it because to make her feel better, and that makes her not learn that she has to work harder. And I thought, okay, you stick to that, I stick to mine, Yeah. And but it's really, that's the commitment of yours also to stick with us. And we were definitely not easy clients, because we fell off the train, and we didn't show up as you planned it so nicely. And I think I have still 10 videos to do, and and I will do them. And but the support was always there, and I find that was absolutely amazing. I don't think I've ever been in any other group where the support was that amazingly there. Okay, but this is a small group also, so it's not 100 people in there, so that might have helped you also a little bit. But you are an incredible person. You have such an eye for it, and it really helped me a great deal. That's why I said, I want to be forever in that group.
Well, first of all, I'm blushing here. My goodness, Christiana, thank you so much for all those lovely, kind words. And there's one thing I'm going to disagree with you on. When you said that you were all weren't easy clients, oh my God, you were amazing ladies in there. So I disagree on that. And as I said to you, this is the thing. One of the, everything you said there is actually really how I wanted this program to be, that it gives you the support you need. It gives you that feedback, that you need. And also that, it's giving you that momentum as well, and keeping the group small so it can give you that high touch experience. And don't worry, you are absolutely not. Yeah, you say you have 10 more videos to do. Great. That's your content for the next 10 weeks. You don't even have to think about anything else. You know what I mean? So this is another thing as well. But you've been amazing in there, Christiana. And again, and obviously the other ladies too, like I have seen the improvements in every single one of you, from video 1 to the videos you have done now. And this is the thing, isn't it? It's like what, you were even talking about. It's like, it's about building that confidence, isn't it? And then you see things that you're like, oh, I didn't realize actually that isn't that's pretty good actually, and it's just reframing those negative beliefs that we have. And everything you said there about your own mother, I think so many of us can relate to that. There's that generation, or not, I think it's not even that long ago really, that we've been brought up with this thing, self-praise is no praise. And I was brought up like that too. And for years I lived by that. When that didn't get me very far, did it? So once I figured that out, it was a game changer for me. And this is one of the reasons why I want to help people with this, because we actually need people like you and the other ladies that were in the group and the other women that are out there. And even myself, we are all needed in the world. It is so important that we show up, because people need to know we're there and that we can help them, because we've all been through this stuff. And now we want to help everybody else do the same. And there are people literally out there going, oh my God, I need help with this thing, but they don't know we exist. So this is why being on video is so important for this, because when we do, we show up and people know we're there for starters, and then they can build that relationship with you as well. And, so as I said, Christiana, you have done amazing things in there, and all you need to do now is just keep going and just keep building that muscle. You're already doing it, that confidence muscle. Yeah, keep going. It's been amazing. And then I guess, so I'll just kind of really go on to the next question I have for you, because I'm really mindful of your time here. So I guess, you've kind of maybe touched on some of this already, but how would you say the program's helped you in your business then so far? Like, kind of what results maybe have you had?
It definitely made me show up easier to promote my business. And because of all the positive feedback, also sort of this imposter syndrome, what we have. And actually, just before we went on it, somebody else was live out of a networking group and also a coach and so on. And I thought, no, I'm not going to listen to it. Because I learned not to measure myself on somebody else, because we are all different people. We show up all in different ways. The clients I attract, there is no competition, because the clients I attract are the clients who like me and the way I handle things. I'm not the stereotypical Pilates instructor I can get on my soapbox with that, who tells you that who is skinny as anything, probably has a dance career behind it or something like this. And if you do this for 30 days, you look exactly like this. This is the biggest BS I've ever come across, because you don't. Because there has to be a lot more into it so that you actually look exactly like them, because you will never look exactly like them. And I'm teaching Pilates. I've been in the gym industry since 1992 or something like this. If I eat too much, I don't look like that, So, honestly, but if you do my exercises, you will do like this. Yeah, and if I had 3 cream cakes afterwards, I don't look like this either, So there's so much more to it. And I decided I'm probably very German in that regard, because I'm quite straightforward and I call a spade a spade. But then you also know that when I tell you something and that you're doing it good, that is really meant like that. And my emotions are also real. If I say to you, you're amazing, then I really think you are amazing because you're doing it amazingly, And so it definitely has helped me to voice my opinion and and what I'm doing, and telling people that what I'm doing is a good thing. Just because it's different to what other people are doing doesn't make it any less or anything like this. So I overcome this imposter syndrome a little bit, but I have work to do on that still.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, so continue. Yeah, I'm listening. Yes.
So yeah, it definitely helped me to show up in my business easier, and I always enjoyed the Facebook, but the Facebook Lives is a different story then also, and that I'm working on this on a continuous basis. That also showing up in my profile, and that is, people mustn't forget that if you are branding on Facebook, your Facebook profile is not your own private thing anymore. It is your brand, and you have to be very aware what you put on there, and or who you're sharing it with. You can do that on Facebook. You can put it publicly out, or just for your friends or for your family, but you have to use these buttons. So if you're putting something out publicly, you have to be aware that this is your brand, and people will take you on or down on it. And so you can't just tuck away in your Facebook group and talk about it, because that Facebook group is probably a closed Facebook group, and nobody who isn't in there will know what's going on in there. So your only way of advertising is actually your Facebook profile, to actively do that if you're on Facebook or on Instagram or on LinkedIn and various other platforms you're using.
Yeah, so true. And again, I just want to go back to there, yourself. And like, I have definitely noticed as well, the imposter syndrome was something that you were really struggling with at the beginning. And I've noticed that when you, like with each video you were doing, you were getting more and more, hey, I like that I'm different. I don't want to be like everybody else. And, because again, obviously you being different is what makes you stand out. okay, yes, there's lots of Pilates teachers. Okay, well then why should someone choose you over the other? And what I loved about it was that you were actually like, you're showing up now and you're doing that. Hey, this is what makes me different. And it's a good thing, by the way. And, if you want to work with me, that's great, and I think maybe this is where you and I are very similar, because I'm from Ireland, obviously, originally. And obviously I lived in Germany too. And I love that straight talking kind of person as well, because this is what it is, because I would much rather that. And then I know what I'm getting. Do you know what I mean? Than somebody who's like saying, oh, to kind of just faffing about a bit. And yeah, I can't relate to that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, again, I go back to, like, you have made incredible strides over these last few weeks, because you have actually shown up. And what I loved about you as well, Christiana, is that, I know that the challenges I gave weren't always the easiest, but they're kind of designed like that as well, to make you think outside the box, to make you stand out. Do you know what I mean? And also to challenge your negative beliefs. And what I loved was that you always jumped in and did them. Even, like, for example, when you went back to that one, you're like, oh my God, I can't even think of one thing about myself, but you still did it anyway, and you still showed up with the 10 things. And I was like, wow. And as you said, it just goes to show you, doesn't it, how when you start thinking about yourself in that way, you show up in a completely different way in the world, and people notice. They do notice, you start to notice yourself, and then people do as well, So yeah, I just wanted to congratulate you on that as well, because you've done amazing things, and you're still going to continue to do even more amazing things. And yeah, the world needs to see you more. So let's get you out there. And then I guess then just one kind of last question I have for you, Christiana, is what would you say to somebody considering joining Charismatic, Impactful and Unforgettable on camera, and maybe perhaps on the fence about it? What would you say to them?
If you're using video in your business, or in your business, I mean, you can use it privately, obviously, as well. But if you're using video in your business, and I can't actually think of anything where you wouldn't put it into your Facebook profile if you're a plumber or something like this. I mean, I don't think you can fix somebody's bathroom over the Zoom, but you can have an introductory video about yourself. I think there's nothing where you can use videos. And you even showed us about the video emails and so on. I still have to get to do that, but that's where you actually are replying to people with a little video, which is really very special. And also you have to remember that people, I think, learning different ways. So not everything what's written, people read it, but it's easier to see a video, and you can also hear a video. So that you have nothing to lose. You only have to gain if you are adding video to your business. So I would say just do it. Just don't even think about it. Just do it, because you will get better. You will like yourself. We learned so much, and it will definitely enhancing your business and bringing a profitable side to your business, because you showing up more confident. And even by showing up more confident on the video, you're showing up more confident outside the video world. And that is actually important too, because you're dealing with your customers in a totally different way. You could have in any business, a Zoom or Skype or whatever you use, conversation with a client and say, what is your problem with your bathroom? And, I can show me around your bathroom quickly. Oh, these are the tips I would be giving you. Oh, I'm now doing business coaching for everybody else here as well. And so I always end up doing this. I end up being a better business coach for everybody else and for me. And so I think you can use it. There's nothing where you can't use it. And why wouldn't you want to do then, of course, to be the best possibly person to show up? And I mean, there are enough bad videos outside, and where you just cringe and you think, have you ever looked actually in the mirror before you appeared on video? And the other day I had some video where I thought, really? And I thought, let's go, let me send you to Nolene, because no, I would actually, if you're on the fence about it, there's nothing to be on the fence about it. Just do it. And Nolene also has an exceptionally good payment plan. So if you're on the fence about the financial side, you can still do it.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And actually, I love that you brought up the point there about, it's like there's this fine line between going, taking imperfect action and then just showing up any old way. And obviously, there are two ends of the extremes there. Okay. And obviously, yes, I'm all about showing up, imperfectly, because that's when the momentum happens. But as you said as well, you can't just show up any old way either, because that definitely doesn't make you stand out either. So it's that, that's something that I love to, as obviously I worked on with you ladies as well a lot in the program. And I mean, it's something I call myself a recovering perfectionist. It's still something I work on every single day. But I know that when I take that imperfect action, amazing things happen. It never fails to not happen, because I have showed up and I've gone out there. But again, not any old way. It doesn't mean, as I say, showing up, putting any old thing out there, showing up, like in your bathrobe and things like that. But it is about, it's about when you start taking that imperfect action without worrying too much about the tiny details, but still showing up in a confident way, amazing things will always happen.
Where did I was at where you're saying that actually was watching Strictly Come Dancing, and I can't dance to save my life, but one thing is, and actually that fits so perfectly into that what you said, if you make a mistake, you have to come out of that and gracefully moving along and still carry on your path. And ending up that video or the message you're bringing across, even with a hiccup, and that's actually that is so true, isn't it? Because we all make mistakes. I mean, the camera falls down. I had it all in my classes before, and at the beginning when I started the Zoom classes here. It was like, for example, typical example today, I'm in my room now, and I'm normally in the lounge downstairs, but now I turned my whole room upside down this morning so that I can teach in my room, but it's a different view. Now I was feeling comfortable in my little bubble downstairs, but now I need to learn to be comfortable around. And so I taught a class earlier and I couldn't see my hands. God forbid, she couldn't see my hands, right? And yes, of course, they're part of the body, and it would be appropriate in a Pilates class if she would see my body and so on. But did it really matter in that moment if she saw my hands or not? Because we still had a good class. She still worked, we still laughed and whatsoever and so on. So it really doesn't matter. It just matters that you show up and that you be there. Because what's the difference between me saying, okay, I can't do this because you can't see my hands, and teaching a good class? So rather teach the good class and the hands will come. They will be added onto the body next time.
I love that. I love those two analogies there, Christiana. I think that sums it up perfectly. Yeah. Because the thing is that you're still showing up, and you're still showing up in a powerful and a confident way, and you're still doing your best for your clients. But again, you're not letting those tiny details hold you back. As you said, I know that every video I put out is not perfect, whatever perfect actually means, but it doesn't matter. I'm still showing up and not letting those small things matter, because you can always improve as you go along. And the only way you improve, as I told you ladies, I don't know how many times, about 1 million times, but again, it's just about actually showing up and getting that confidence and building that confidence muscle, isn't it? as I said, the other side of it is, of course, still make an effort with yourself. It's about self-respect as well. And I don't believe people should show up any old way. And I think that sometimes people get this thing in their head about, the word authenticity is used a lot today, and being your authentic self. Being your authentic self doesn't mean you show up in your pajamas and don't wear any makeup and all this. That's not being authentic. Being your authentic self actually comes from you and what you're saying, and actually showing up in that way, isn't it? Like, and showing up for your people. So you can be someone who, there's authentic people out there, inauthentic people, I should say, that do wear makeup, and inauthentic people that don't wear makeup. So it's nothing to do with the makeup or anything like that, but it is more about how do you get yourself into that state, isn't it? Of, okay, I'm going to show up for my people today. And even if something goes wrong, which sometimes it does, as you said, things happen sometimes, but you're still okay. And you're still like, you know what? And I'm still showing up, and, I can fix it the next time. It'll be better the next time.
That's also every time you make a mistake, you gain on confidence, isn't it? How often did Zoom crash? And then I phoned somebody off the class, and I had them staying in the room, and they were conducting a class until I was back in. So you just have to be resourceful and everything like this. It's like also when I had my sore tooth in this and it looked like a hamster. I really don't know. It looked like something like that, but much worse. And I felt much worse. I still had to teach. And so the best way is actually, that's what I look like in the moment. I can't put my head down. If you want a class, I am there for you, but certain things I'm not doing in the moment. And that's okay, but you're still showing up.
Exactly. And I think that's where that inner confidence comes from then as well, because you don't, as you said, you don't get derailed by those small things that happen at, oh my God, Zoom has gone down, and it's panic stations. It's like, okay, right, we'll figure this out, or we'll hop back on when Zoom is working again. It's no big deal. And people do understand. And I think where a lot of people, and I would say not just even with video, but obviously we're talking mainly about video here, but what holds a lot of people back is worrying, what if something goes wrong? Okay, but then I say, well, flip that. What if something goes right? What if everything goes right? Mm-hmm. And if you don't actually show up, how will that ever happen? It will never happen if you never show up, whereas something amazing can happen if you do show up. And even, if you do show up when something goes wrong, it's not the end of the world. And these things actually sometimes make you relatable, when it's like, oh God, that happened to me last week as well. Or, oh, okay, that they forgot what to say. Oh, never mind. You can make a joke out of these things. It's not the end of the world if you forget what to say. Again, we're humans. I always say, even newsreaders have every single thing in front of them, and sometimes the tech goes down. They're like, okay, now I have to look up my notes. It's fine. Nobody's going, oh my God, this is terrible. But again, it's because you have that confidence, and then when you're doing this, the more, as you said, the more often you're doing it, the more confident you get at that. Then you're like, okay, if something goes wrong, I'm not going to fall to pieces. It's not the end of the world. So,
but also, and that's, I think, is probably also, if something goes wrong, me and my pencil here, if something goes wrong, I'm breaking it about, wrong with you, and you can show that it's okay, then it's also okay for your opposite side of the video. How do you call it? For me, it would be the class, or the person you're interviewing, or your client who wants to sign on, and who's worried talking to you about on video or something like this. It's okay, because because it happens to both sides. How many have I got in my classes that I see them on the big TV screen, and somebody conks out and comes then suddenly back on another place on Zoom. And then I think, oh, that was me first. Oh no, it's not me anymore. There's somebody else now. And you literally have to find them first. And you just need to laugh about it, because it's a technique is just there to go wrong from time to time.
Absolutely. I love that. Yes. So anyway, I won't keep you any longer, Christiane. You've been so generous with your time today, and it's been amazing chatting to you. And I just want to say thank you first of all, for sharing your experience in Charismatic, Impactful and Unforgettable on Camera. Thank you also for being such an incredible member in there. It's been amazing to have you and to see the results that you've been getting, to see how amazing you're showing up on video as well, that confidence you're showing up with now. As we said, this is like, obviously it's something that you continue to work on, because it's never a one and done thing with anything that when we're working on ourselves. But the difference is that when you start showing up more regularly, that comes, doesn't it? And so with that being said, what I'd just like you to do then, actually, if you could tell us all where we can find out more about you, and see all of your amazing videos, and maybe tell us all a bit about your Pilates classes. So feel free to share all of those links with us so we can all go and find you, and I'll make sure to leave them in the comments below as well.
You want me to mention them now?
Yes, please. Yes,
so,
tell us all about you. Isn't this the whole point?
The easiest way to find me is on Facebook under Christiane Ebert. And so the same name as it's at the bottom of my screen. So from there on, you find actually all the links where how to go further. Then it would always be lovely to join my Facebook group, which is also in the Facebook link. It's no point actually spelling that out now, because you can't write that quickly. So, but if you're going into my private Facebook link, you will find me there. You find me on Instagram under Energize to Success, Energize with an S, and on LinkedIn you find me also under Christiane Ebert, and so I'm very easy to find. My website is www.christianaebert.com. Also easy, so it's basically just my first and my last name. And if you want to befriend me, I'm open to that. Otherwise, I am a WhatsApp call or a messenger call or whatever is you're happier with a way. Just send me a DM or an email, and I put it all in the comments, and then we can connect. I always get together with every new client on a Zoom call first, because I find you need to figure out first if you like each other, because you might not actually like me when you talk to me, or I refer you rather to somebody. If you come to me and you say you've got severe back issues, I might refer you also to a doctor first before you're coming to me. And yet I do have loads of clients with back problems and huge success. So what else would I want us to say? I forgot it now.
Don't worry, if you can always share the link with me after, Christiana, and I'll make sure to pop it down below as well.
No,
so
that's what I wanted
anybody
to
watching
say.
this,
you can book a trial class. Also, I put the if you go onto the website, you can book under booking, or I put the direct booking schedule in for just join any group class, and your first class is always free, because I believe you can't join something if you've never tried it. So it's free, and you just let me know, send me WhatsApp or an email, and I tell you a little bit about. But just join in, have fun, see if you like it before you commit.
Absolutely, nothing to lose, especially as the first class is free as well. So and I highly recommend you go and check out Christiana, go and join her Facebook group, all those places that she mentioned. Do go and do that, because as you can hear already, like, I mean, I can sit here and tell you how amazing she is, but you've already heard this, so go and check her out. She has a wealth of knowledge and experience, life experience as well, which I think is very, very important too, especially when you're doing the coaching side of things as well, and you bring all of that with you, Christiana. So yeah, everybody go and check out Christiana. I will leave all of our links down below, and do connect with her as well.
I may just say one thing. I'm opening a new 8 o'clock class. I actually tagged you in there.
Okay, I'll go and check it out.
I will start with a Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock British time. I'm still confused sometimes, British, South African, German, or you name it. It's been wrong a couple of times. And I'm also going to put evening class in like a 6 p.m. South African British time, which is more accessible to people after work. I have a poll out on my Facebook group where everybody is happy. Please put in what would be, because it's very difficult to create a timetable in a new country if you don't really know what the people want from you and what would be the best times. Yeah. So if you can't find your time on there, let me know. As long as you're bringing 3 people together, we can open up a group, which will be a new group then. So I open up constantly new groups as long as we have at least 3 people in there. Otherwise, there are plenty of classes to join.
Perfect.
And we have individual clients as well. Yeah. So you can be totally on your own with me.
Sounds good. Getting you all to yourself would be amazing. Well, thank you so much, Christiana, for sharing all of that with us. Thank you as well, as I said, for today, coming on and sharing your experience in Charismatic, Impactful and Unforgettable on camera. And of course, if anybody's interested in joining, I'm going to leave the link down below here. If you're on the sales page, you'll already see everything there. Yeah, you've heard from Christiana. So, that's a taster of what it's like inside. It would be amazing to have you in there to help you to master your video confidence, because this is something that is exponentially going to grow your business. And it really does, quantum leap that, know, like, trust factor. We often hear about the 27 touches people talk about before they'll buy from you. That can literally go from A straight away to B to buying. And I know that for a fact, because it happens to me all the time, just because somebody has seen me on video, either on a video like this, or I've sent them a video message or something. So video is very, very powerful for your business. So as I said, I will leave the link for all of that below as well. Okay, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much again, Christiana. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.
Thank you. Bye.